Okay, this is a 96 Toyota Corolla, and this car has had a problem starting in wet weather. It might help if it had a new distributor cap and new spark plug cables, but for now we're going to try waterproofing the cap and the cables, because we did this about a year ago and it seemed to work. And so we're just going to try it again and see if it lasts for a year or so. Now, we've taken off the spark plug cables. I have them right here. The idea is to use dielectric grease to pack the cavity where the spark plugs go, and also where it goes into the distributor cap. And I have some dielectric grease. Honda dielectric grease that I inherited. I don't really have a use for it other than something like this, so that's what I'm going to use today. Okay, in the past, after doing that, we've coated the cables themselves with silicone spray. Now, silicone is what you find in dielectric grease. It's an insulating grease, because the silicone is a better insulator than the petroleum greases. This also has lithium in it. The lithium helps it adhere to various places, but the key here is it's dielectric grease. I don't have any spray silicone right now, so I'm just going to try working this dielectric grease into the cables. The idea is to fill up any cracks, even on a microscopic level, and also to form a barrier to repel water. The idea is not to let these get wet, okay? And because they're old, there could be some imperfections where water can enter, like look there, for example. And the idea is now we're going to try packing those areas with the grease just to provide a barrier, okay? I'm going to hit pause and then we'll put this back together. Okay, I have packed dielectric grease into those 4 receptacles on the distributor, and we packed dielectric grease into the receptacles on the plugs, spark plug wires. So now we're simply going to put the spark plug wires back, and then we'll worry about the cables themselves. Okay, the cables are back on, and I have coated the cables with the dielectric grease. We're trying to work it into any areas where there's an imperfection. I've worked it into the distributor cap. The idea being this would be quite similar to if you had sprayed all this with silicone spray, although this probably has more, and maybe it's got more than it needs. This probably could be wiped down, and maybe if there were small cracks, the silicone dielectric would still be worked into those cracks. But I'm just going to leave it like this because I really don't see the problem. Could attract some dust and some dirt, but I don't see how that's going to affect it. If the silicone is in the cracks, it should be just as good in terms of insulating this, making it waterproof. So we'll see how this goes. We might just start the engine up to see how it looks. Okay, well, the engine's running. It didn't cause at least a problem in starting it. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on this and see how it is for the spring, and see if this problem comes back. If it doesn't come back, then it's not a bad idea. All in all, I only used a tiny amount of that dielectric grease. I could do this once a year probably for the next 10 years if it works. Okay, thanks. That's all.